Hello everyone, my name is Ashish Kumar Ranjan, research scholar of Department of Physics, IIT BHU Varanasi, working under the supervision of Professor Prabhakar Singh. The topic of my research is structural and photoconduction studies of nickel oxide as a whole transport material for perovskite solar cell. My outlines are environmental problem and CO2 emission, introduction, basics of solar cells, why perovskite solar cell, whole transport layer, basic criteria for the selection of whole transport materials, motivation, structural photoconduction study, and conduction mechanism of nickel oxide, and the last one is conclusion. As we all know that the pollution is the major problem, and it's increasing day by day. So from this chart, we can see that India is on third position in the world responsible for CO2 emission. So we have to find some alternate solutions so that this percentage can be reduced. My first topic is introduction. So solar cell is an electrical device that converts the sunlight directly into the electricity by the photovoltaic effect. Being a non-renewable source of energy, fossil fuel is going to be finished in near future, and its rate of consumption is increasing day by day. So we have to think of an alternative and endless source of energy. As a source of renewable energy, the prospect of solar cells is enormous, not only because it is inexhaustible, but also it is pollution free and available almost everywhere on earth. The basic structure of a photovoltaic solar cell. So if photovoltaic solar cell is have three main parts. First one is light absorber that converts incident photons to electron and holes. Second one is carrier collector that captures the carriers, that is electrons and holes. Third one is metal contacts that transfers the carrier to the circuit. This is the schematic of a typical photovoltaic solar cell. My next topic is why perovskite solar cell. So here are some of the reasons why perovskite solar cells are highly efficient. So a perovskite solar cell have high charge carrier mobility, long charge carrier lifetimes, high open circuit voltages up to 1.2 volt. The band gap can be adjusted in mixed light perovskites, and the most important one is the low cost fabrication. Some of its technical limitations are stability and photo stability. The next topic is the whole transport layer. The whole transport layers are the layer that transfer the photo generated holes from the perovskite to the counter electrode. It is as important as the electron transport layer for the device performance and stability. The important criteria for the selection of whole transport material for solar cell fabrications are band gap that should be in between 1 to 1.8 electron volt, and it should have high optical absorption, high hole mobility, stability during processing, and different working conditions, along with resistance against heat, moisture, oxygen, and UV light, and low material and processing cost. Next one is motivation. So silicon-based solar cells are currently dominating in the market, but their per watt cost is still very high in comparison to fossil fuel. So to replace silicon-based solar cells with other organic inorganic low-cost photovoltaic solar cells such as cadmium telluride, CZTS, polymer-based solar cell, dye-sensitized solar cell, and perovskite solar cells are among them, but none of them have demonstrated all out the performance. Here is the chart of some solar cells with their pros and cons. First one is cadmium telluride. It has high efficiency, which is nearly 21%, but cadmium and tellurium is a very toxic material. In polymer based solar cell, its production cost is very low, but its efficiency is also very low, which is less than 12%. In CZTS based solar cell, its band gap is between 1.45 to 1.6 electron volts, but its again its efficiency is very low. In dye-sensitized solar cells, the production cost is very low, but its again its efficiency is very low, which is less than 13%. In hybrid perovskite solar cell, the efficiency is very high, which is nearly 25%, but it is very unstable. So as a whole, we have chosen nickel oxide as a whole we have taken nickel oxide as a whole transport material. We have done some we have done a structural study. First one is X-ray diffraction. So here is the XRD graph of nickel oxide. It has cubic phase with space group FM3 bar 3, and its crystallite size was estimated by Debye-Taylor relation, which is nearly 71 nanometer. The ritual refinement of nickel oxide has been done, and it confirms the cubic phase of nickel oxide, and its lattice parameters are matching, and its unit cell volume is equal to 54.84 angstrom cube, and its Wyckoff positions are for nickel is 4A, and for oxygen is 4B, and its chi-square is 7.6. The next topic is photoconductivity. To understand this is the graph of IV. So to understand the photoconduction behavior, the light is allowed to fall on the surface of the material at room temperature. The IV curves in dark and AM1.5G sunlight are plotted. The conductivity behavior in from here we can see that the conductivity behavior in forward scan. The conductivity behavior in forward scan and in reverse scan is different. That shows the presence of hysteresis. Next one is the conduction mechanism. So to understand the conduction mechanism, we have fitted the IV plot by the relation I is equal to kV to the power n on the log scale. So from this figure, we can see that the IV curve shows the ohmic conduction behavior, but beyond this, no particular conduction behavior is appearing. And this bar chart is showing the value of slope, which is nearly slope in dark and light, which is nearly 1. That confirms the ohmic conduction behavior of nickel oxide. Now the conclusion is nickel oxide, a p-type tungsten metal oxide, has cubic phase at room temperature with space group FM3/3. The ritual refinement of nickel oxide also confirms the cubic structure, and its fitted profile parameter chi-square is 7.6. The photoconduction behavior suggested slight linear behavior, but conduction process is still dominating by ohmic conduction as similar to dark conduction.